Hello, everyone. Hope everybody's having a good rotation. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about immobilization devices and what type of devices do we use as tools, as any other case may be. Well, immobilization devices consist of many things like Velcro straps, clamps, tape, cookie sheets, or spine boards, um, neck bracing when it comes to trauma. Um, we also have Velcro straps, restraint sheets for infants, sponges, sandbags. All these tools are very useful for the technologist to receive an optimal image and make the procedure successful, and that sort of speak. So yeah, I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit of what it consists of, a brief description of each. A few type of sponges that are used, for example, this sponge, for example, oblique hand, is used to keep the patient stable throughout the whole process. It keeps it at a nice 45-degree angle, and the patient doesn't have to keep it stable or keep it like this, or it can shake or whatever. It's usually best to keep it there, and then the patient feels as comfortable as possible throughout the whole process. The patients can easily keep it like that. We can put tape or sandbags to just keep it nice and flat, and it usually works very well. Another type of sponge that is bigger, and this was basically for the back, for example, for in a lower back oblique, like a LPO or RPO. These sponges I put in the patient's back, and it keeps it also at a 45-degree angle on the bed, and you put it on one side, and the patient can easily stay stable throughout this process, so you can get your nice Scotty dog images. Another device that's very handy, especially in transferring patients that are in trauma or any case like that, is cookie sheet or a backboard. These boards are used for essentially any way possible to transfer a patient to beds like these to make the image possible. These backboards are put behind the patient, and they're easy to transfer because you see the handles on each side. It keeps the patient stabilized and nice and flat, especially just in case they're really sensitive to movement or they can't be moved much. Good thing about them is that you can keep the backboard on throughout the process while taking the x-rays, because these x-rays are radiolucent, meaning that this sheet won't show in the image. It won't show, so it's very great, and you can keep it in the back throughout the whole process of getting the best optimal image possible.
Effective way to keep infants or small child babies from being mobilized is the mummy wrap or the restraint sheet. Basically, how this is done, step-by-step process, it's basically the baby's put right in the middle of the sheet, and then the second step would be followed by the left arm, or the sheet goes over the left arm and under his back. So it prevents the left arm from being mobilized, as you can see here. The third step is, with that same sheet that goes under his back, you wrap the end of it under his right arm, and then it immobilizes his right arm. And then after that, you put the sheet that's left over on his right side and flip it over, so he's basically ready to go. He's not mobile at all, and they're restrained for you can keep processing your images, or to have a better procedure. Another effective tool that we use for immobilization, especially in young childs or children, is the pickle stop. Pickle stop basically is a structure, this plastic structure that helps immobilize the children, especially for this procedure. And exactly as you see here, it's a chest x-ray for a lateral view and a PA view. So basically the child is put in there. It seems a little uncomfortable, but it keeps the patient very stable throughout the process, and it keeps the child's arms, as you can see, from moving. So basically have an open lung field. On both images, you see that you can get a very effective image with this, and very optimal. Child may seem like it's uncomfortable, but it does the trick, and it definitely helps to keep the patient stabilized throughout the process.
The last two tools that we usually use as technologists, and probably maybe the most important ones that are mostly overlooked, is tape. You guys may be familiar with this. This is like your best friend. Since the first day, we all get drained by this, to this is going to be your best friend, which it is, and we all see it nowadays. And tape is basically is the best tool we can possibly use, besides obviously communicating with the patient, which I'll get into a little further. But tape, you can immobilize anything for any hand procedure to, or any finger procedure, to get it out the way if the patient can't move it or can't, single out that digit. We definitely tape it up and we push it back so we can get to that finger, whatever finger may be, or in case of toes, or taping the IR together, whatever case may be. Like, this tool is basically ideally for those cases that you gotta think outside the box and do anything possible to get to that optimal image. The most crucial one and the most important one that's mostly overlooked, I said previously, which was tape, and then this last one, communication. Communication is by far the simplest way, but people don't realize how important that is, because communicating with the patient, it makes the job as a technologist easier, and the patient even easier, because the patient may be in some pain, but patient can cooperate with you and staying still, or listen, can you hold this, can you stay at this position properly for a couple seconds while I take the x-ray really fast, or whatever case may be. That communicating with the patient, making the patient feel as comfortable as possible, is definitely the best thing possible for immobilization devices. And what in this case is communicating. Yeah, anything that can be from, like I've been saying, keeping the patient sideways, or telling the patient to get more uncomfortable way to do any type of position. That is the best tool out of all of them, and it's the most important one. There you have it, guys. A little bit about immobilization devices, what ways can we use them, communicating, to tape, to sponges, to any of these tools that are very ideal and very helpful to us as technologists, to getting that optimal image, and creating this possible way for these patients to get in and get out, so we can help them throughout the process of getting these x-rays done to them and getting them to the radiologist. So thank you very much. This was a little bit about immobilization devices and techniques. Thank you.